I find ironic about Bitcoin falling and crashing, about what the community is doing as a result of this. When Bitcoin hit like around 20K or so, everyone was like, shit man, I really wish I would have bought Bitcoin when it was at 6,000. And now what's going on? Bitcoin is at 6,000. It may even be a little bit lower now. Last I checked, it was like 6,600. And everyone's freaking out. Everyone's selling and no one's buying more. So it's like, did you actually want to buy Bitcoin when it was lower? Or did you just feel like you were missing out on a wave and felt like you were missing out on the biggest opportunity to make as much money as possible? Well, guess what? From certain perspectives, the same thing is happening right now. What's going on, guys? Just want to make a quick video today talking about Bitcoin, why it's falling, what's going on, what you could do. And I think just to start it off and jump right into it, the first thing we got to notice is that if you do a simple Google search, you'll see over the past 4 years in a row, this is trends, this is data that we can actually look at and give us historical data based on what's happened in the past. I love data, I love trends because I think history repeats itself. So if it reflects what's going on right now, you have a little bit of an idea where it's coming from. So I think it's a combination of a couple things. So if we look at that history and we look at the trend history over the past 4 years of Bitcoin, we can see that it's gone up and up and up all throughout the year. And then towards the end of the year, after the holidays, everyone seems to sell it off and it causes a crash, if you want to call it that. Others would call it a correction. I think it's a combination of the end of the year, the price is falling, and Bitcoin blew up so much this year. Towards the end of the year, there were so many new people getting into the market that this is the first time all these new people saw any kind of serious dip in Bitcoin. The first time they saw that, they freaked out, and I think everyone's kind of selling off right now. All these new investors who had weak hands are selling off. They're trying to get out of the space. They don't trust the market. You have people like Warren Buffett saying that Bitcoin's a bubble that's bound to crash. Of course, this guy who's invested in the stock market in the United States currency isn't really going to want Bitcoin to do that well. I don't think it positively impacts his other investments if Bitcoin flies through the roof. So I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think it's a lot of fear, a lot of new people in the market, so they don't know what to do when they see a dip like this. But it's really interesting to me, and like I said in the beginning, it's so ironic that everyone really wanted Bitcoin when it was like 5K. They were like, dude, I saw it at 3K last summer and I didn't buy it. Biggest mistake in my life. Saw it at 5K, saw it at 6K. And then the second it actually goes down to these prices, everyone's freaking out. And it's because they want to ride the wave while it's going up and up and up. But the second it becomes an actual somewhat risky investment, which it has been from the very beginning, and everyone's been telling you that. Everyone's been telling you it's a volatile market that can go up and down a lot significantly in a very short period of time. It's a new emerging market, so it takes time for mass adoption for it to reach a point where it's stabilized and it actually has enough trust to where when it goes up and down like that, not everyone who's holding sells off. I think that's interesting, and I think it gives us some type of perspective, and if you can look at it from an unbiased and kind of objective perspective, you could see that it may actually be a better time to buy right now than it was a month ago when you saw it going up and up and up like that. You know, I'm not a financial advisor, but if we look at trend history and we look at the data over the past 4 years, like I was saying, it goes up and up and up all throughout the year and then crashes at the end of the year. So if you consider that, if you consider the fact that there was a bunch of new people getting into the market, and since it's still an emerging market, it's still building that trust as a new currency, as it's mass adopting into society, as, you know, Starbucks starts accepting Bitcoin for payments. This takes time, and it takes time for it to become stable enough to where it holds a steady price or just continues to grow at a steady rate. And in the meantime, you can't get so scared when you see dips like this because it's happened in the past and it'll probably happen again in the future. And so if you don't like this type of market, you probably shouldn't be dabbling into it to begin with. And it just goes to show you that you really shouldn't be investing more than you're prepared to lose, right? Because at a time like this where the market sees a dip, someone like myself, I don't freak out, right? Because I see the long-term potential in cryptocurrency. I believe that it's going to change the world. I see a future for it. I see blockchain solving a ton of real-world problems that only can be solved by blockchain. If you're coming at it with that mentality and you're also not investing more than you're prepared to lose, when something like this happens, you can sit there calmly and you don't freak out because you don't put too much money into it, more than you can actually handle. And then you could see it from an unbiased perspective still, and then continue to make the proper judgments of what you should do in this situation. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor. In my opinion, now would be the worst time to sell your Bitcoin. If anything, you should either hold it or be buying more, because from a seasoned investor's perspective, this is a sale. This is an opportunity to get the coins that you wanted for a lot cheaper than what they would normally be when the market is in a bullish state. Bullish meaning that it's just continuing to go up and up and up. New investors are piling in and just causing the market to grow. A bear market is what we're in right now, where it's going down and down and down. People are still selling. It hasn't corrected itself yet. There's still too many people who are scared of the future of Bitcoin, right? And so when all these things are happening, it's in its earliest stages of mass adoption. You hear people like Warren Buffett, the news media, all these people talking about Bitcoin's unreliable, it's sketchy, it's gonna crash, all this stuff. It creates fear in the market. And so when we see a dip, or when the new investors see a dip in the market, they see that as, oh shit, Bitcoin is now crashing. I gotta get the hell out of here. They don't wanna lose all their money. And there's still people selling a ton of Bitcoin right now, which is insane to me. Why would you sell it when it's at its lowest point ever? The classic investing motto, and this is just the easiest thing to follow, whether you're investing in Forex, Bitcoin, stocks, whatever you're doing, buy low, sell high. It doesn't go the other way around, right? It doesn't say buy high, sell low. And that's what a lot of people are doing, and that's what a lot of people did, because they don't understand that it's natural for it to go up and down like this, especially when it went so high, right? It hit such a huge high this year, grew more this year than it ever has in the past. And with that being said, when something goes up, it must come down. And so if you understand these principles and you actually apply this and you sit there, you calmly say, all right, Bitcoin's seeing a crash right now. What can I do to either secure a better investment so that when it goes back up, I make even more money? Or what can I do to not lose money? And to not lose money, you simply hold, and you don't sell off when you first see the market starting to crash. All right, so those are just my thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment. It all means a lot to me. It's a new channel where I'm trying to grow. All of your likes, all of your comments, all of your support means a ton. If you have any questions for me, if you have a topic that you want me to cover in a future video, please let me know in the comments. I'm actually gonna be reading every single comment. It's not like I'm getting that many, so it's pretty easy to keep up with right now. And we'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching.